No one is illegal on stolen land. I say sorry.
You really damned if you do, damned if you don't, bruh. You really are.
Where you at,
Billie
Berto?
Eilish's Grammy speech backfires.
No one is illegal on stolen land. I say sorry.
Who's gonna tell him this shit not tough? Someone else said, true Americans, with an image of a dinosaur from 100 million years ago. Another person said, all the people complaining in the comments, with a picture of some.
This is really one of them situations where you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You know, she's an artist. This is why artists don't like to get into political situations. You know, she gets out her body and says something that, you know, I feel like that was a good thing to say. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but she didn't have to. She could have stayed in her lane. She could have just kept quiet and everyone would be like, oh, why are you not expressing yourself? Why are you not speaking up on X, Y, and Z? Now she do that and now she getting canceled for it. And it's like, you're really damned if you do, damned if you don't, bro. You really are. It's crazy. People, you can never satisfy these people.
Frat bros in some colorful khakis, some button-ups, and a bow tie. Someone said, hey, look, celebrity opinions. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in case you guys don't know, Billie Eilish is in hot water for expressing opinions surrounding ICE at the Grammy Awards last night. And now, headlines are saying stolen land, Grammys rant explodes in Billie Eilish's face as critics demand she hand over her luxury homes. This one commenter said, Billie Eilish calls America stolen land. Okay, Billie, your $14 million mansion in LA is built where the Tongava tribe once lived.
This is so extreme, bro. The internet is like, they are so unreasonable. She is a hard-working artist. She did whatever she did, paid for her home just because she believe in something and want to speak up on it. Now she gotta live in a fucking tent on the side of the road. Like, god damn. This is like the same logic when people be coming at like Jeff Bezos, like, oh yeah, Jeff Bezos, you're a multi-billionaire, billionaire, trillionaire. Donate all your money, nigga. Again, I'm all for people with more that are more fortunate giving back and whatnot. I'm not saying that they can't, but why, nigga, gotta give all their money away or they belongings away just because you feel like they supposed to? Nigga, that's they shit.
Plans on returning it. And to be honest, I have never heard of the Tongava tribes, but apparently they are the indigenous inhabitants of the Los Angeles Basin and Southern Channel Islands. Interesting. Another person said, the Grammys became a political stage instead of a celebration of music. Politics took over the conversation over the music. One person said, I'm willing to try and camp out in the backyard of Billie Eilish's mansion in order to prove that no human being is illegal on stolen land. Another commenter said, Billie donated $11.7 million, 83.6% of her house's net worth, or 23.4% of her total net worth to various causes. Have you donated anything lately? Tone it down.
Is that true? Holy shit. Billie's moving different. I ain't gonna lie, man. She donating more money than what her house is worth. Better than me.
The person said, Billie Eilish is an effing legend
than me.
and one of the greatest artists of all time. F Ice. Another commenter said, this is a great example of our opinions being assigned to us. Billie Eilish truly believes what she is saying and would tell you that's her true opinion, yet it does not match her lifestyle at all. So it seems as though that people are all over the place with this. Some people are in support of Billie's statement, some people are totally against it, and some people are kind of like neutral in the more grayish bipartisan area. You know, honestly, it's kind of interesting to see the varying different perspectives and opinions on this. However, it seems as though on all sides, a lot of people seem to be just tired of celebrity opinions in general on politics. As this one commenter said, in regards to this guy who came out against ICE, he was wearing some pin that said ICE out, which was a thing a lot of people were wearing at the Grammys last night on his jacket. And when a reporter went up to ask him what his opinions were, this man couldn't really say anything. So here's that clip right here.
Close.
Can you talk to me a little bit about the pin that you're wearing tonight?
I mean,
why is that important?
this is terrible. You know, I mean, it's time to. It's just for every reason you could imagine, I would think. But
they're pulling his card for sure. There's the ICE out there if y'all didn't see it.
Yeah, I'm a bit speechless trying to even talk about it.
And in response to that video, of course, that guy, he probably had no real strong opinions about this. This commenter said, this is what I'm saying. So many of these celebrities are so effing performative and just want their names off the slate. They actually don't care about the cause. And then below in the comment section, someone said he got the pin after he arrived on the red carpet, LOL. Someone else said, but he's a man though, not gonna get the same performative hate they gave Billie. Another person said,
I mean, what Billie did was way more like, this nigga was minding his business and so a reporter came up to him and asked him a question. Billie got on stage, accepted an award, and spoke out. Again, I'm not saying that she shouldn't or couldn't have done that, but to sit there and compare the two like they're the same, they're not the same.
Jack Antonoff be like with this image of some primate with extremely large hands. Now, I will say though, in defense of this guy, I've never heard of Jack Antonoff a day in my life before. He probably just was going with the flow. You guys got to understand, a lot of celebrities, they pull up to these events and they're not trying to be controversial. They're trying to go with the popular opinion, the most non-controversial, safe bet that everybody else supports so that their career doesn't go up in flames.
I just feel like, again, y'all, don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful thing when people with influence and power step up to the plate and stand on something, even if it's controversial. But at the same time, bro, like, y'all act like these people don't have families and situations that they taking care of. So just put in perspective, put yourself in that celebrity's shoe for a second. You got money on the line. You got brand deals on the line. You got, all these different things on the line. You taking care of your family. You paying your mama's bills. You paying your daddy's bills. You paying your siblings' bills. You paying for your cousin's college. You got all this shit that is on your shoulders. It's a lot of pressure. And you gonna call them a pussy or a coward because they don't necessarily want to fuck up their own situation? You know what I'm saying? Saying something that maybe they're just not that knowledgeable about. And you might point the finger and say, well, they're supposed... Why? Again, that might be a controversial take. Y'all might look at me and get mad at me for that. But it's like, you not living a life. Now, again, it's a beautiful thing when somebody can step up to the plate and stand on business and, like Billie did. She, she probably she's facing backlash for this. She's standing behind something she's passionate about, which is something crazy going on in the world right now. Like people getting ripped from their families, disgusting things are happening. So it's amazing when people can step up to the plate and, add that awareness. Like, oh, this is where I stand. This is wrong. This is fucked up. But to just sit there and feel like these are human beings too. You're entitled to their opinion aligning with yours and them, sacrificing everything they worked hard for just to, make you smile on your screen. Like, I'm not going to sit there and say that that's what's supposed to happen either. Y'all let me know what y'all think though. Am I tripping? I'm tripping? Please let me know. Yo, real quick, before we get back into the video, I know you guys usually skip these type of ads, but give me 1 second. My guys over at Free Cash are sponsoring this video, and if you like money, I think you'd like to stick around. Free Cash is an application where you can earn free money just for playing games. It is 100% free to sign up using the QR code on the screen or the link in my description. Only thing that you're gonna need is an email or a password. And the games on this platform are actually fun, and all you have to do is complete basic missions and very simple tasks to reach the requirements to actually get paid. And as soon as you do that, they credit your account right away with real money that you can use in the real world. I'm talking about gift cards, PayPal, however you need to get your funds, they got it. And something that I've been seeing a little bit y'all talking about is like, oh, they're collecting my data. Listen, they only track your progress so they know when to pay you. And let me break down exactly why they're paying you free cash in the first place. The games that are on these platforms are trying to get exposure. So the games pay free cash to pay you guys to play the games. If you really think about it, it's just business. It's a win-win situation. These games get more people onto their platform playing their games, and you get a little bit of extra chicken in your pockets. And I've had so many of you guys reach out to me already saying that you've made $5 to $10 just playing games that you would be playing for free anyway. And I know $5 to $10 isn't like life-changing money, but it's free money to play games on your phone. And the crazy part is, I've actually had people tell me that they've had crazy payouts like $500, one even $1,000. I'm not saying to quit your day job, but the fact that that's even possible, I mean, bro, it's free. So if you ask me, there's really nothing to lose, just everything to gain, honestly, if you like playing games on your free time. So click the link in my description or try the QR code on my screen to sign up for free, and you'll even get a $5 bonus using my stuff. I love y'all. Where you at, family? Let's get right back into the video.
Where you at, Berto?
However, it seems as though that a lot of commenters are now starting to suspect that this is what celebrities have been doing for a long time, and it seems like the public is tired of it. One person said, celebrities talked non-stop about Gaza for months. Tonight at the Grammys, though, not a single one spoke up for the Iranian people after the Islamic Republic massacred over 36,000 in less than 48 hours. Weird. Someone else with a Bad Bunny profile picture said, the way she's making sure everyone notices she's wearing a pin. She's truly performative activism's final boss with this video of Billie Eilish here on the red carpet.
So is the argument also getting to the point that Billie doesn't actually care about this shit? Now, I will put some criticism there, Billie. If you didn't give a fuck about this situation and you wanted to just live your life and make your music and you wasn't ready to die on this hill, you know, then just shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Because that's something that I can't respect. Because when you look at the greats that really like, when you talking about the Martin Luther Kings, the Malcolm X's of the world that like, yo, I'm ready to put my life on the line for this shit. I don't give a fuck about money. I don't give a fuck about fame. I don't give a fuck nothing. I only care about justice. If that's the route you want to go down, you know what I'm saying? Cool. But if you just saying this shit to, you know, get some good PR, like, just shut the fuck up.
Yes, so people are calling this performative. Obviously, you guys are free to have your own opinions in the comment section down below. In the comment section down below, though, people are saying she's proven herself to be one of the dumbest B words in Hollywood. Classless, white, lesbian seems to be an epidemic. The comments are below that. From Chloe. She says, y'all beg celebs to speak up and then call them performative for doing so. Shut up. Melissa said, I hate a lot of celebrities, but she might be the worst. So holy. Additionally, here we have this last comment from, I think, Spanish TikTok. A Spanish person, or someone who speaks Spanish, a part of the Latin American world, they say, of which I had to translate here, they say, I don't know why I feel a big difference that Bad Bunny says it, then when she says it on the Bad Rabbit's side. This is a poor translation, but it goes on to say, it feels genuine on her part. It feels like manager's advice. What is, bro, this is a terrible. She said, and I had to put this in Google Translate, I don't know why I feel such a big difference between Bad Bunny saying it and her saying it. When Bad Bunny says it, it feels genuine, but when she says it, it feels like advice from a manager. So, hey, even someone from the Latin community are getting those vibes. Hey, based off of the comments I'm reading here, the headlines and the videos, it seems as though that a lot of people are calling her statement.
Now, I will say, though, I do remember Bad Bunny saying, like, he didn't want to do no tour in the United States or something like that because he knew it was going to be pretty much like a hub for ICE to pull up and, you know, fuck nigga situation off. So, like, again, it makes sense when you have somebody like Bad Bunny, who's such a big international artist, a Spanish artist at that, where he truly aligns with X, Y, and Z, but it's like, maybe that's just not your truth, Billie. And if it's not, I'm not here to tell you whether it is or isn't. But my only criticism is like, yo, if you generally don't care about a situation or you haven't done the research and put your best foot forward and understanding what's going on, and it just don't have nothing to do with you, you don't care about it, I'm not going to sit here and point at you and say you're a bad person because you don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm not going to do that. But when you try to insert yourself and kind of like a little bit of pick me energy, I can see why people can be upset with that. I could see that for sure. But again, I still stand on what I say. I feel like us as like regular individuals, we shouldn't feel like people's just going to fuck their own situation off just to put a smile on somebody's face. Like, hey, bro, you don't know what these niggas got lined up and who they got to take care of. Maybe they don't want all that controversy on their back. Is that so wrong?
This last night about Ice, performative, inauthentic, not genuine, and fake. And as for my thoughts on this, guys, you should already know my opinions about celebrities. I think most of these people are fake. I think they just go with the flow. I really don't think they have any original thoughts outside of what their PR managers tell them to say. If you've been watching my content for a while now, you probably understand that I think most celebrities are fake. And honestly, at this point in time, when it comes to entertainers, including myself, by the way, my mentality is, bro, just sing in the mic, dribble the ball, play your drums, and go home. People pay you to get entertained by your voice, your athletic skills, and or the catchy phrase.
But that kind of co-signs my point. You know, again, we doing what we doing. We're staying in our lane. We making our content. We making our music. We doing X, Y, and Z. When we take care of our families, like, why we gotta be forced to talk about some shit that we genuinely might not be knowledgeable on, just so you niggas can clap in the comment section as our careers burn down and we lose everything, you know, just to make, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it's better to just shut the fuck up.
You're able to write down and record in a studio. We didn't come for you for any political takes or opinions. And the crazy thing is, even if you do make a stand, you do get into politics as a celebrity with no political background whatsoever, it'll backfire. Like now it's backfiring for Billie Eilish. People are now saying she's fake. In these comments, people are now turning on her. This one says, she'll do anything but make a proper stand. If she really wanted to do so, she'll demand her music be pulled from Spotify, plus refused to attend the Grammys out of protest due to her fellow celebs not spamming performative shit on their Insta stories. So again, you enter the ring, you try to support the cause, and now it's not enough. One person said she bought a mansion on stolen land. That means send a bus of illegals to her mansion. Do it. This other artist who pulled up to the Grammys by the name of Jelly Roll apparently declined to comment on Ice amid growing outcry.
I can tell you that people shouldn't care to hear my opinion, man. You know, I'm a dumb redneck. I haven't watched enough. I didn't have a phone for 18 months. I've had one for 4 months and don't have social media.
Gotta say, calling yourself a dumb redneck is crazy.
I hate to be the artist that's that aloof, but I've become so disconnected from what's happening, and I'm just not I grew up in a house of like insane pandemonium, and like I didn't even know politics were real until I was in my mid-20s in jail. Like, that's how disconnected. When you grow up in a drug addict household, you think we like have common calls about what's happening in world politics? Like, we're just trying to find a way to survive.
I mean, that almost sounds like a valid point, though. Like, for real,
man.
And that is true. People who grow up poor in poverty or who are struggling with bills every day probably couldn't give an F less about what the hell is going outside of their own ability to survive with their wife, husband, children, and to not go homeless. Someone said that dumb redneck is the smartest one there. Another person said, what a privilege it is to be so disconnected from the world that you don't know that your neighbors are getting killed and kidnapped. Ignorant asshole.
I hate comments like this, bro. Like, he didn't get on there and disrespect nobody and say that he wants people to be getting killed and kidnapped. He didn't say that. All he said was, it's like, y'all are asking me questions I don't have the answer to. I'm not tapped in. People are so, like, comments like this genuinely piss me off. It's like, dude, he didn't get on there and try to disrespect nobody. He spoke with nothing but respect. He just said, hey, bro, I don't have the answers y'all asking me. And I'm not trying to be inauthentic and fake and say something that I don't mean. I don't know. But he's an ignorant asshole. He's ignorant to the things you want the answers to, but he's saying that. He's an asshole too, god damn.
Another person said, mind you, he was screaming on live TV with a Bible, and now he's disconnected when it comes to human rights. Now,
he's an entertainer, bro. He's an entertainer. What he was using a fucking music video or something with a Bible? Like, I don't know, bro.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, another celebrity, Jelly Roll. I've never heard of him before. I don't know who they are or what they do. I'm not really into the celebrity world. I never really been, but it seems as though people are flaming this guy too for, I suppose, not having a stance for ICE. Here we have another artist by the name of Kevin Gates, who apparently shut down a reporter who asked him to comment on the ICE situation.
Platforms should be utilized.
You want me to be honest?
Be real. That's all you can be.
This is what I do.
What you do?
Best advice.
What's the best advice? Okay, ready?
I mind the business that pays me. I get up in the morning, I pray, and I work.
Well, you heard it from the man himself, Kevin Gates. He minds his business. He get up in the morning, he prays, and works out. Lady.
Some of y'all gonna be mad at that take. Some of y'all gonna be mad at that take, but let me leave y'all with a little something, man. Understand this. I'm not saying that nothing in this world don't matter, all this stuff. I'm not saying we can't have those conversations. But here's Big Bird. I'm about to give you some real game. That sun is going to go up and it's going to go down with or without your ass every single day. All I'm saying is, when y'all get super loud on the internet, start talking about X, Y, and Z, ready to die on hills, ready to crucify people, just make sure you understand that that sun come up and it go down with or without your ass every single day. So how are you spending your 24 hours? And what difference are you making with the things that you say you care about? I'm gonna leave y'all with that.
Where you at, Berto? I made this shit look too easy.